that's his part, and it's up to the players also to do their part. So as for that one, I can't put the blame on anyone too specific. It's for the team as a whole.
There are some countries going in as favorites: Morocco, Egypt, Senegal, Nigeria. Which team do you pick as a favorite and why?
As for me, I'll pick Morocco. And as of why, because of the profiles of some of their players, and you see, a lot of their players are playing in major leagues in Europe. So that one they will say Morocco, because looking at the likes of Ashraf Hakimi, although he's not making it, looking at the likes of El Kabi, I know maybe like Brahim Diaz, a lot of them. So as for them, it's and for them too, they are also looking for a host and win opportunity. So I'm sure Morocco. Then I'll say on top of my list is Morocco, then Ivory Coast, they're the defensive champions. As second, then let me say Nigeria. The team I'm tipping to win is still Morocco. Although Nigeria also has top players like Victor Osimhen, Chukwueze and the likes, I still tip Morocco to win.
Ghana no qualify for the AFCON. What was the feeling? You go watch or you no go watch? Then what you go talk about the team?
You big man, Charlie. My interest no dey inside though. Yeah, well, so Ghana no qualify, no AFCON for us that. But we sure we go the World Cup so. Vim did the World Cup side. So fast for the AFCON, yeah, one no day. We no go watch. Or you go watch.
So the interest, the blame, you go put them on the coaches or the players, depending on how we perform for the qualifiers, the AFCON qualifiers.
Because me and I say Ghana we no get coach, so you know if you put them for coach.
You get Otuado, so why you talk say you no get coach?
Otuado, you don't say that be coach like that, big man. Otuado and I be Dortmund scout, right? Yeah, so Otuado no be big coach that you go put in for top. Just me I go blame the players because I think about I've played ball, I've like a ball before. Okay. So sometimes you just need to win games for yourself. Maybe sometimes tactics do not work. So yes, the blame and Gasa will go everybody them our body. Everybody. Even we Ghanaians they blame for go our body. Because sometimes you just they criticize players. Maybe they go give these players more chance, then you know say that they perform there, they will give them pressure and all those stuff. That why so they blame self they all of us our body. Yeah.
But Otuado, we check like you dey underrate them small, but if the same Otuado you no qualify for AFCON, you dey qualify for World Cup, a whole World Cup.
But so still maybe we know the inside. We I don't say that they like Otuado personally, but I get nothing against them. Me personally, I be Arsenal fan, so me I know say that get interest for Otuado inside. Maybe different coach there. That will be my view.
Okay, so we get big teams for the AFCON side. Egypt, Morocco, Senegal, Nigeria. Which team be your favorites and why you think say them go win?
Oh, me that's for Nigeria. Inshallah, them for no win. They for no win. Why? I believe them can win and they go banter us. They have banter those egg nations, that Jollof and all those stars and everything. Me personally, I want to make this one win. The host they shall
Morocco.
Yeah, make Morocco win.
Ghana and call AFCON. Why drink and the Black Stars?
I drink me. I'm nyade. Into no money to Yankobi. Omusuba. Imagine nyame. Imagine so money nyade.
And I see you qualify for World Cup. Still now, what did you say?
World Cup no more kono. Biala eno mo kwakọ yibi o mo ko yibi no mo san ba na ni ye no mo ne wa so abo mo dia prepare ma Yakobon kwa na ebo mo am qualify so wa hwebo wi
gidi senye team ni performance
team mo nya papa team say do ni o mo ntem na ngasa mo nya papa ye ya ni coach ye so ye ni players
Otuado dia ko
wa nya papa biasa masa onya papa biasa mi chesa me mpe ball mi ni bobo papa ma bobo adaguda edu ba bi no sari ya me mpe womo nyade adentina ke ja omo bo hoko hwe omo ko hwe soka nyade abrofo bo na je say nyade
nti AFCON no Egypt Morocco ni ade omo na ko hwan na ojidi so betumi
Egypt Morocco say Morocco Egypt omo tuna bo mo modern
Morocco a host nation ojidi so betumi
omo tuna bo mo modern Egypt betumi afa Morocco betumi afa omo de omo mahwe bi omo nti Ghana nkan ko ahwe bi asa ankofo ntam
oh really
ah
mama pa de nke o se
catch you say Ghana for bomb mpe nti jeze also be some Morocco for me dey eni je bi ne yi na matumi hu so Morocco na Egypt mbo na jeze o mo bo am akọ we bi oh yeah o mo ba me bi yo me ka se na o mo Ghana for bobo na me manage o mo so pe kitare na edi ba ko o hwe bo na me sum na me hwe bi I say yete won me hwe bi ketara so pa kitare na wa na me mo de ko to no hwe na kitare faso bi ene so na bo
inti sisi na wo hwe na wo jaye ana se it's the same because you can some nya de no as a qualify matches no class one hwe bi ana
dabi o me ba me pon a me kwa mo mfa me ntini me kwa makoda say yes Ghana for na ebu ntimi nkunya daje nse metam bra dabi o me obi sa me black kura woni bra no ko o se bo Ghana bo na so me de me pekura na wa kura
okay incident na wo hwa e betumi aya nka e de sa odo no e wo Ghana fo betumi aba Black Stars no then ye change coach players no na dem pa na wo hwe senka ye
wo be ye ade foforo bia ho wo ade foforo bia na so mo gutim no
mo gutim na
mo nyina no mo de new place mo atombo say selection ya kokora ne ye hye e be do bi na fa
ba Semenyo kudu so mo ye big players
Semenyo no kra man hwe no da kokora de ne ha me ko hwe ne bo wa ototo papa so na nyebo woni so bobo bebrebe
ba so ba Ghana no but club side no oya de pa Manchester City ni ade no mo ina pe no United
ho no onim ni onya no ho okay ena onim ni ehu se Ghana so de hwe wie kra gbekwa different uko Egypt omowia ene ya hawia no omo de na ba no odin but ye de boya ya pa moti nyina ya wo ya
ntenu ntina ojidi se Semenyo no enkoyi
omo nya papa se on ade no wo no ho a wonim ye wo ba ha wonyere wo ho nye na kese bibi wo ho e de na wo ho ntie ba na sa de na se omo hwe no mo ye
ojidi se coach no na ntumi toto no
coach se players bo no betumi akọ paba mebo e na Ghana ya so yempan fo so mo di players ba na wa ba
no de ye ni evidence bi e say
me wo bi
nti o to the young players na sam so ojidi se players no ni team na yengu no yemfa
so mo sika ni bra na mo de bo wo mo piska e na mpan fo so fiska ne mo nti wono ho obbo ne papa oba na obbo ne trokaman wo pompo kana fo mo mfa
to jidi yengu team ne yemfa
wo so gutim ni na say mle bia yiye bi papa wo ya doctor wo ye first ya hota makro me obi no pass asem chen me e me no pam place nya na ye nyina ye dwa woni de yankopon be o fashion mo ko emu ne central fiakwa sa time ne o place bi central fiakwa mo de mo once on start you know nimpe kai em say play Joado na ebendi deboti ona no ye keeper mo ne o aka on kwa won has for be has for bobo pa aname bo ana na usa
misa na misa
so anti wo no wahu sa time no has team bi no o hia okọ away kura na kasi ya de papa ne nya kokuduro na o de good team ni nyina ayi ko ye we o fe ansa o so ne ha wo nya ha se na nya o chaba na se akam ya pamo
ntu shanka nya automatic strategy na bia na yemfanya Black Stars
ya automatic ngu ni nyina mu place ni nyina ayi won ko retire did I won ko retire
oda so ba so nya club house
oni pa na oni team ni pa na won ni team no won continue wo de ne ko hye for say last time to bia na wa na me tese say mo afri ni pa 3 na ndi na ye say hwan ba akun akwa ni fi wa yi left out here ni fi wa yi o Black Stars na omo mane mo bi bo ja bo no kwa che titie bi sa wakasu
Mubarak si oni de na ye training sisi
na me kan say ba ko bi ka ho mo ne de ba na de no pa na me sa ko bi so de na me so wahu mi jaduane ho na mba betena
si de to ado bicycling time de we yi na fi mo so nka na plan
so na me say si an wo ye retire ayi anabe wo
onya retired sir oda so
o kan Ghana Black Stars
ba club side there o hwehwe club
wonya ya ade no woni bi won so say wo
unse player retired so
enemy badge ma nya ska me na me ntu bi madasa me so me kwan wa
this one is a fan of the team. However, he's no more supporting the team due to the poor performances that they've put up recently. The AFCON qualifiers, he did not watch any of the Black Stars matches because of some of the performances that they put up that led us to the disqualification. Now, going to the AFCON, he believes that because of Ghana's absence from the AFCON, he will be watching some of the matches. But if Ghana were to be part, he wouldn't have bothered to watch any of the AFCON matches. And so he's still disappointed in the team. He believes that the entire team of new players should be called up. And that's one of the ways that the team will win his heart back to supporting them. Eja Ghana anko AFCON ebe shase Sunday 21st December. Then na o AFCON saying na obesi hu no.
Oh, Ghana anko de nyamia say Ghana anko. Eze Ghana o koda omunko yeshi no mako se yesika keke. Ti omontima anko de nyamia se. Na efa sika na imputu juma. Ene mama bro peska da ye juma nti eno no.
Ba sanka ye koya eja enije kakra be man no mu ni ade.
AFCON ye koye say aine da so ba ye budget eso da wo obeje cap no kwa unya sa Ghana e budget e ko nti eno no.
Fias ka community nke ye pass
yanko.
Na team no so hu on board say ya cover for World Cup hu ye bon say.
Oh. Senyame ya adom de be ye World Cup no de be ye la wa we de AFCON no de World Cup no kwa de be ko na World Cup ho da kwa hye no. Obia pepero Ghana sa boy ye boy hwe da no ye na we for ko boy hwe ball tro kan we mo ko boy o matimi akwhye wan wo obi o matimi ko hwe obia ante me to me kwa nko mo pe be bi tenance ofie
into the Emra AFCON so teams na ko no when now shall obetumi age and I didn't know how say team no betumi
oh Nigeria do me shall betumi age say osime how strike no me pepper intina ono ame ojido so betumi age.
Ghana for be in person Nigeria for because one more 3 titles here or 4 one more jia one more nearby be and I only said there ya banta no more and also one more be ke bi akere pa
oh mo ke ga say obo homebody a na odu ho one more homebody am dey say Nigeria man more homebody say World Cup man qualify Ghana born homebody wa qualify for World Cup in this anity ndi we dey problem bia
okay yeah that's it
yeah me that's it.
And so this man is also confident about the team's performance in terms of qualifying to the World Cup. However, when it comes to the AFCON, he is happy with the fact that Ghana or the Black Stars could not make it to the AFCON because he believes that if we had qualified, the budget that we would have prepared, probably it might have been more than the money that the winner would have been awarded, as it's happened in some tournaments that the Black Stars participated in. So he believes that not going to the AFCON will save Ghana some funds, and that will help the governments, President John Dramani Mahamad's government, to embark on developmental projects. But looking at the favorites for the AFCON, he tips Nigeria. He is not bothered about the rivalry that exists between Ghana and Nigeria. He believes that because Nigeria did better in the qualifiers, they are in the AFCON. Likewise, Ghana also performed better in the World Cup qualifiers. So Nigeria winning will make him very delighted. And the style of play for Victor Osimhen also impresses him a lot. And so he is hoping Nigeria wins it. And that is not bothered about the fact that if they win, they will be leveled up with Ghana with 4 trophies. Ghana couldn't qualify for the AFCON. What are your thoughts? If you're watching some AFCON matches, how would you feel?
Me, I feel delegated, right? Because seeing the AFCON is not like it's not an easy work. Yeah, we all know that it's not an easy work. But if you see the squad that we have seen for that AFCON, which means you have to win it, right? Yeah, I was saying winning because AFCON, you say it's easy. So what you are saying? Yeah, you say it's easy, but players are here, you need down, so say AFCON, I was saying it's me here, yet me fan, and yet some performance in the head, you know. And definitely be blame na me say me a Barca fan pa. So what I say, me a Barcelona fan pa. And anytime me want to say obi to say Inaki Williams, any Barcelona to say Atletico almost ya, say na ya up performing na me hu no. And yes, our performance no na ya you hu Ghana have say.
Nti said they into me qualify no. Oh, shall corner obi feel say Nigeria mu na won't be. Oh, shall obi feel saying.
Oh.
Yeah,
because what can I qualify now AFCON.
Zusha no problem pa na coaching na players and other.
Me as a coach and as a player and as a BBC. But I was say you tutu yanyaman kitwe bi.
It is
a bit is a fan say your pitch Google Ghana hanum say. I was say titin kola and ya fit I've always say ya flow bi obi free mediama akobo Black Stars da.
Oh, I think last AFCON squad, you know, one more player back joining Black Stars. Just a woman to me,
What's it back home?
that is local players here to me free because Black
Back
Stars. Oh, Bemi and at least squad be your local players Bemi and San. So shall entity more.
Entity more. Nkula mo ba nyina. Se me ka je say Sisia Spain ni Spain for kula mo players for now. Say ebi afano say Lami Yaman mo ni Pedri mo aye hu no omo ni ho a your players on be take you.
Ni mo academy basa academy no. Mo produce pa.
Yeah produce pa.
Sa na opasa Ghana so ye.
Sa na o say Ghana so ye. Ade ye de enyanyi pa.
Oh ye bet.
Ye betimi aye. Ye betimi aye.
Nti ye kwa AFCON no teams be na hwa o betimi win. Ye Nigeria, Senegal, Morocco, Egypt. Team be na hwa o your favorite.
Say Nigeria ko jemu bioma. Ivory Coast betimi afa bio. Because omo team na wo ho no obia enya bi obia nko ba bia obia apply obia nyehwe obia retire sa team na wo ho.
Two key players Nicolas Pepe and Simon Edingra. Two players no last half come omo bo omo pa omo je but this time omo nka team no ho coach ne say performances na issues bi and am omamba
Ba mo ko World Cup.
World Cup the nyam do nti ntumi nka ho asem but AFCON na sa players ne nka ho nti say na do this Ivory Coast betumi
Yeah, ball qualifiers no mo ni ho some wo na say your ball qualifiers there na some wo ho there and which means they will go to the World Cup.
So AFCON no hu Nigeria say betumi age.
Okay, maybe a betumi aye choice.
Enya me choice me na choice but our choice is Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. Me choice the Ivory Coast. And Senegal so wo ho after Morocco
host nation there who saw a chance
because Morocco host nation no you betimi aka ne saa de ba okay e bia host nations no be boa mo kakra because boa Ivory Coast and you betimi aboa mo kakra.
This fan is also pessimistic about the Black Stars' performance of these days, and he believes that Ghana not going has caused some sort of sadness among Ghanaians, and so going forward the team needs to do their best to qualify for the next edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. Now speaking of his favorite nation for the AFCON, he is tipping Ivory Coast. Since Ivory Coast hosted and won it in the last edition, he believes that coming into this tournament with the core of their team, they are one of the favorites that he tips them to win the trophy. Nigeria, Morocco are other favorites who could also give them a tough competition. However, he tips Ivory Coast to win the Africa Cup of Nations. Africa Cup of Nations ne baso Ghana yagefo and so this time running to me anko then our drink ewo ho
I didn't say money boy am working no dey answer e be my performance no be the next BBC and bet me abo mo money bet me qualify na mpinifo chere be chance enka hoda e bet me IBB afan for the next round.
We know share one problem coach players GF and now when now share problem nipa one.
Oh, so far no players the bet me select coaches bet me na juma but at the end of the day 90 minutes na be chere e bet me ben say coach mpa obey na juma so player no do feel that the obetumi aye no and obetumi aye no ntini mebo hono mo a en family mo bia because other team no opponent na won ne bo no no so no obo se obey den obo qualify nti wan qualify a enye year and I say first time I wan qualify and enye first time I dey qualify so ni nti no game
nti dem bisa say wo ho na o teams so na ye bo AFCON matches a obehwe
mehwe say eden Africa Cup no mo bono nti eden ibehwe
binum so say ahye wo mo pa say Ghana ngontu wo mo nhwe kra
me a meto say ahye me nanso aye bo nko ade obi bo na so dey suye ma it so far say games in the Africa Cup World Cup na ibi the answer football is all about love it's no problem.
Nti ye ba no team se na akona hwanum na ohwe betumi age wa Ivory Coast, Senegal, Egypt, Morocco, Algeria no hwanum na ohwe nko betumi age
can betumi atipu two teams pe okay one day met me them Algeria you won't say Morocco no they are solid but at the end of the 90 minutes no you bet me ban say Algeria so mukuta solid team
other teams
no obi say obi bet me about no more than America no so far so good. At the end of the day, 1 month na betumi abo sa nations sa matches na betumi actually.
Nigeria for so omo players pa Osimhen Lookman omo wini a omo ni na be 4 trophies. In fact, omo di begu yeso pa. Then our Nigeria team no.
Oh. Modern obo modern na woje. Obo modern okuta team kra na make ya nya de be adwuma. Je nya say teamwork na deserve.
Nigeria je nya o ye nya o shi omo je aye.
Oh, say me nipa meti ball as nko ade. Ne ya opode she na problem mami. They are all offended team and say country amon so no pese omoji. Omaji yenso ya gibi. But ye modern one e say next time e betimi apija ye modern one etimi aye bibisa.
To omo ni aje 44 na wo de kan bi.
44 de nkeme de be hamu.
No na e kan no.
De be hamu pa. Na say uno be proud no ba be pa ho de. E issue pa.
Na onim say de omo ni yesu
for so they yan say enukra be a competition. Nti one
push here more.
Be aje for how come say the next stage no betimi aja won say until you have to fight. Say next time no betimi aye bibia betimi aje asion.
AFCON de Nigeria gia e be ya ya.
Ramisro ohode ne ya de
okay. Okay, and so this fan is also disappointed with the fact that the Black Stars could not qualify for the 2022 Africa Cup of Nations. However, he is rooting for Algeria to win the title this time around. He believes that the likes of Morocco would put up a very strong performance, but he believes that at the end of the day, Algeria could remain the champions of the AFCON. And then on the Black Stars, he's also admonishing them to up their performance like they did in the World Cup qualifiers to secure qualification. This time around, he's advising them to improve, and then in the subsequent editions, Ghana could also make it to the tournament. AFCON ne baso Black Stars into me and qualify. Say na osi huno.
Din pa because ye kan ya konisen because ya boy wi. Sa fe ne ye be boa ne yanka ye be kase o. Ka players no ho body mbo na nka aman ye be hwe kwan ya coach ne be fa so na omo body bo aye iba ya omo abo qualify na wi ntino ene de ka be hwe ne sa de metumi aka afa wano na metumi be hwe ne sa omo nka ba nya ye de ba o be kana waka ne seni anya aba
o she say de ntumi anko ya o she qualifies na players no problem, coach no problem, and ahwan e na o she ntia ye ntumi anko.
Oh, but the metumi aka ni say mean to me ka say players no ana coach no e dia the mechanic say your body boss atam na na ansheda anko enim because group a your woman na nka was say you qualify ba hwe your body ball your ball na your boy no akwa say your mentality no ensheda NCP misana media ho no omai your margin say you qualify misana me ho because group no mo wom na nka was say mo qualify ba sana ba
Inti ye ko ye nim no then na o share it may qualify for World Cup no do then na o share ni me free team no in terms of we qualify for AFCON no because as a players no we can ye the ball AFCON no qualifies and ye no an the ball World Cup qualifies no players ni coach any team ni na wow to me who difference no then na be share ni me from
oh the omo to me aka ni say omo to me anya psychologist am psycho mo say na be ya omo ko tournament na omo nse da en rely dey ewo ka players no so ana coach no so o me psyche o mo say tournament no mo kono so mo mbo mo ho body say na ye Ghana for na ye supporters no o me ma ye nso ye ni age sa na metumi aka fa won
ye share AFCON ye ba sia your big teams bi e o ma mo hwe ni so metumi age Morocco, Nigeria, Algeria, Egypt ni ade hwan na o share o metumi age
o men so me hwe akore say na Morocco call last time World Cup na mo ho body mbo to the semi-final no amutumish a share team to say Spain country say Spain na if you say omo yiro omo ho a me matipo omo say ometumi age Morocco ometumi age
Nigeria for so omo kuta team Victor Osimhen Lookman omo big players omo so ye kan omo betumi age e komo kan but omo dia isi omo ye AFCON titles 4 omo 3 omo jom ne ba be pe e na onim se de ne Nigeria for so tem city e no so hwehwe ho asem ka se
oh eno de anka emfa ho sa because omo gi aye de West Africa na ba omo so sesi ano omo hu body bo no akoye se Ghana body bo ye wo players ye wo din no omo so wo din no omo players no ba team work no enhye da en cricket se na ye na ye nim Nigeria nti okay omo tumi akoye nim de ba se omo gi de mi enhye da enji omo de sa so omo tumi agi
ba omo gi anya ya
o anya me ya West Africa nti enji me and ka tournament no na West Africa team bi ogibia ana okọ enim bia ye be support yes say be call other side of the Africa sana bet me
na Morocco so are hosting this time we think some of your favorites omo hosting it this time around then I will show in terms of hosting AFCON
hosting it there see am say hosting no there omo see no you have facilities now for now no in Africa no omuna omo enim nti oma hosting no yenso de ombe no e was say the other Africa countries no so enhwe omo body mboni tutuya omo ekọ enim e wo football no mo no nanka other Africa countries no so no encopy omo sene be ya all Africa countries no so e betumi akọ enim sene be ya wake up no so kra enim no e dru ho no ma enye country back from Africa ba ebetumi aye country mienu miensa enan anoma omoso omo boss semi final and quarter final na Africa country ni bi back ene eka other country ho no mabo final sana me dem metumi aka no
yeah that's it
yes me dem wasi.
And so this man is disappointed that the Blasters could not secure qualification to the 7th edition of the AFCON. However, he believes that psychological issue played key role in their team's inability to qualify. And so he is calling that the team or the GFA should hire special psychologists to take care of the players, because looking at the performance or the commitment that the players play the AFCON qualifiers with and the type of commitment that they play the World Cup qualifiers with, you could see a vast difference. And so he believes that psychology or hiring psychologists for the team should be a top priority for the GFA. Now going forward to host nation Morocco to win, primarily because of their astonishing performance that they put up in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, where they were able to eliminate Portugal and then be the first African country to be in the World Cup semi-finals. And so going by that performance, he believes that Morocco are the clear favorites. Now talking about Ghana and Nigeria rivalry, he is not perturbed if Nigeria wins the title, because if they win, it's a win for West Africa and not a win for Nigeria or the rivalry that exists between Ghana and Nigeria. So he believes that even if Nigeria win, it is a win for West Africa and not a win that will tend to affect us in terms of the rivalry. And so this brings us to the end of today's edition of the Sports Show, where we sought the opinions of some Ghanaians on the Black Stars' absence for 2025 AFCON. Most of them are grieving with disappointment because the Black Stars could not make it to the AFCON. And then others also suggest that it is good for Ghana because the government will save money that will help them to embark on developmental projects. That is quite an interesting comment. However, others were also concerned about the fact that the Black Stars could not make it because the status of the Black Stars being four-time champions, they should have been able to secure qualification to the AFCON. However, they remain indifferent as to the 2025 AFCON. If they get the opportunity, they will watch and see how teams would perform. In terms of favorites for the AFCON, some mention Ivory Coast, others mention Algeria, and most of them seems to be gearing towards Morocco to win the AFCON because of one, their hosting rights that they are hosting this time around, and secondly, because of their performances in the 2022 World Cup. And so going by this, most Ghanaians are tipping Morocco as their favorites. Others head towards Ivory Coast, Algeria, and then Nigeria are one of the favorites. And so this brings us to the end of today's edition of the show. See you another time.
So we're all set for the 35th edition of the African Cup of Nations. The 2025 edition will be hosted by Morocco. The opening game will be between the Atlas Lions of Morocco and Comoros. For many Ghanaians, we have a better history with Comoros. So even though the Black Stars will not be playing today, many Ghanaians will be supporting Comoros. But for Comoros, a tiny island on the continent of Africa, they will be making their second appearance as far as this competition is concerned. We're here to give you live commentary and the live feed of what will be happening in Morocco. For the Moroccans, this will be their 20th opening game as far as the African Cup of Nations is concerned. They've won 6 games, they've drew 9, and they've lost 4. So for Morocco, this will be a chance to extend their victories as far as their opening games are concerned. My name is Joel Eshen, and today I will be doing the hosting and the commentary as well with you, alongside Andrews Edunkwa. He is the radio manager on the campus of Unimark GIJ. Andrew is joining me. You can also drop your predictions in the comment section. Do you think Morocco will be winning this game? Andrew, good evening. Thanks for joining me here. What are your expectations as far as this game is concerned?
All right, so good evening, Joel. It's nice to be back here, and I'm looking for a nice game today where we have the opening ceremony of the 2025 AFCON. It's unfortunate that Black Stars couldn't make it, so we expect a good football tonight.
All right, so we expect good football. Morocco are hosting the tournament for the first time since 1988, and given the way they breezed towards this particular AFCON, we are expecting fireworks from the Atlas Lions. Also, you know that they are the #1 ranked team on the continent of Africa, also appearing at the semi-finals of the Mundial in Qatar. A lot is building up, and all in favor of Morocco, also on the back of an historic victory in the Arab Cup last Thursday. So for Morocco, it is all about their confidence and their ability to win the AFCON again after 1976. As far as the North Africans are concerned, Morocco is the only powerhouse with an AFCON trophy. So this is what we'll be getting into, and your reactions and your predictions are also welcome. Do you think that Morocco will get an easy victory, or the island of Comoros can pull some magic for us to start the AFCON? Because in 2023 in Ivory Coast, it was all about the drama and then the late goals. Now we'll be going into the game proper, but the Black Stars couldn't qualify. In fact, in a group with Angola, Sudan, and Niger, Ghana was last. Now the AFCON it has already started because the opening game, the opening ceremony is currently ongoing. But do you think that Ghanaians are now feeling the impact of what the Black Stars did in the qualifiers?
I think they will feel the impact right after the first game, because when you see after the first game, you see the fans at the stadium, and you have the imagination that, oh, this could have been us, we should have been there. Then you are not there. Then you could tell the frustrations that will come in the faces of the Ghanaians. But for now, I think Ghanaians will be riding on the back of the World Cup qualifiers, that we've been able to qualify for the World Cup. But until the game starts today and it gels up, everything is on point. You see the organization and how the teams are playing in and out, and the goals, and the players will feel this, we could have beaten them, we could have won this game, and they are not there. So I think after today's game, then it will dawn on the players that we can do better next time in terms of qualification to the AFCON.
In terms of qualification to the AFCON, but let's delve into the teams. We have the team sheet here, so I'll run you through the lineup as well. But there is a history that, until Ivory Coast in 2023, the only in the last 20 years, so in the last 20 years, only one host country has gone to the final after Egypt won it in 2006. The only country to have done that was Ivory Coast last year. What do you think are Morocco's chances as far as this tournament is concerned?
Of course, Morocco stands a chance of replicating what Ivory Coast did last year. So if they are able to do that this year, then it's going to, as it were, make another history on the African continent. So I think that Morocco, in terms of their preparations, they're far advanced, looking at where they've transitioned, even in terms of women football. So you could tell that everything is on point and they are eager to make a mark on the African continent.
They are eager to make a mark on the African continent. You can also drop your predictions as far as this game is concerned. The two teams, they have a bit of history, and we will be going through their history too to see, you know, what are the numbers. But then we'll have to go through the lineup very quick. And coach Stefano Cousin, he's an Italian manager born on September 28, 1968, 57 years of age. He is the one leading Comoros for this particular tournament. When it comes to Morocco, we know Coach Walid, what he did in Qatar, it wasn't really successful in Ivory Coast. But this year, they've not lost a game, and every single game Morocco have played, they produce a minimum of 3 goals. These two coaches, what should we expect?
I think we should expect nothing but the best from both coaches. Morocco's coach, I think their game against Jordan just on Thursday, it was an interesting game to watch, looking at the goals that were scored and the enthusiasm from both teams willing to score and equalize and also make an incursion to also go ahead and win the game. So Comoros, yes, Ghanaians know Comoros very well, and then playing against Morocco in the opening game, both coaches are very, very they'll be very, very cautious going into today's game. But in all, it's host, so you expect the host nation, as it were, to be on top of their game today.
You expect the host nation to be on top. Now let's go through the lineup for Morocco. We have Yassine Bono in post, so he will be doing the job. Salah Idini will be playing as the right back. Naif Aguerd, Roman Saiz, and Mazraoui. Brahim Diaz in midfield. Sofiane Rabat, Azedine Onai also in the midfield for the Atlas Lions of Morocco. When it comes to the attack, you have Soufiane Rahimi. Soufiane Rahimi is in the Ismail Sabari will also be leading the attack from the left-hand side. And then El Anoy Neil. These are the 11 men who will be representing the Atlas Lions of Morocco tonight.
Of course, it's shocking not seeing Hakimi in the first 11, but
you see, Hakimi is injured.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Ashraf Hakimi is injured.
Okay, then I'm sure. But he was able to make it to the tournament.
Yes, because he's supposed to be out for, I think, 4 weeks, but 2 weeks already gone. So they are hoping that if they progress to the next stage of the competition, then they will get their captain back and they start moving.
But I think the lineup that we just saw, if it's something to go by, they are also capable of producing quality in the absence of their captain Ashraf Hakimi. So I believe, in all, we should expect something tonight. It's going to be a back-to-back action. Comoros, from their game against Ghana, they built some momentum that they've they've made some name for themselves on the African continent, winning Ghana in the AFCON and also scoring us some time ago. But just the 1-0 that we lost to them, Ghana won in the, I think, the last qualifier.
Yeah.
That was what changed everything for Comoros. But going into this game against the host nation Morocco, they know what is at stake. So they are going to also, as it were, if it's a shocker, then we all stand by. But if it's not a shocker, then Morocco will still stand victorious on the night.
All right, so the biggest name missing from Morocco's lineup is En-Nesyri. We all know the former Sevilla striker and what he has been doing for the Atlas Lions. As far as the current Morocco squad is concerned, he is their top scorer, but then he will be making way for the 29-year-old Soufiane Rahimi. Yes, Soufiane Rahimi plays in Dubai for Al Ain, so he is the man to lead the Atlas Lions. Now let's go to Comoros and what they present. Also setting up in a 4-4-2 formation. You have goalkeeper Yannick Pando, in there. The back line of Yanis Kari in there, and the back line of Ahmed Sohili also in the Kenan Tobibo in the Ismail Bouara, a midfield 4 of Slimani Faiz, and also wearing the jersey number 6, Iyad Mohammed, Yusuf Ben Jalud also in the midst for you. And we have another Yusuf Zaidu. He is wearing 28 jersey. And the two-man attack for the Comoros national team, Rafiki Said, and then Yusuf Tangama. Not a different team from the one we face here in Ghana.
Yes, it's quite interesting seeing their lineup, knowing well that something is at stake, coming to play on a different turf, going against Morocco in the opening game. I'm sure Comoros would have wished not to be playing this game in the first place. Starting against the host nation is not something that any country would watch or would wish for itself, but it has happened. So they just have to come to the party, make their country proud, and everything. I'm sure their president or whoever led the delegation to Morocco will be there. So it's an interesting start for Comoros.
An interesting start for Comoros. But before we go, what do you have to say about the opening ceremony?
It was interesting. It was interesting looking at the colorful nature of what was displayed in Morocco. Every country and their colors. I think I remember when we in Ivory Coast, it was orange that was dominating.
Yeah.
When you come to this Morocco, it was more of red and black. So you could tell every country and their color. It tells the culture of the country that is at play. So it's okay. It's okay. As Africans, that's all we have. So we just need to stand by that and project it to the Western world to also accept, or also let us or tell them that yes, this is Africa and this is our part or our version of what they call the World Cup. So this is our own version of the AFCON. Like you mentioned in the beginning, I think after the first round of games, then the teams that were unable to qualify will just sit back and watch, because probably in the second week during Christmas, some of the players in Europe who missed the tournament will be watching and will be sending messages to their friends who are in camp and other things, and also giving them feedback. So it will be a mixed reaction from both teams, or teams that were not able to make it to the tournament.
All right, so I have a very simple question, but guys, I want your predictions in the comment section. But one thing I want to ask is that, you know, the previous AFCON, I'm going to display a picture on the screen, and then you tell me your best moment. Your best moment. The previous AFCON, you know, a lot of memories with go, you know, yes, the man who wanted to take the girl's number, a lot happened, but we'll go through that and then, you know, see when that particular image is ready. Currently the national anthem of Morocco, yes, the national anthem of Morocco is being played at the venue. The stadium is fully packed. Stade Prince Moulay Abdellah in Rabat, 69,500 people are currently watching the opening game of the 2025 African Cup of Nations. So that is what you are seeing on your screen. And Ulas Enterprise, very soon I will be talking about Ulas Enterprise. But then this is the picture I am talking about. Guys, you are seeing the picture. Somebody is asking, when is Ghana playing? Andrew, what will be your response to the person?
Well, I think Ghana will be playing somewhere in June, so they should watch out when we go to the World Cup. But for now, let's support those who were able to make it to Morocco.
Yeah, but as far as this AFCON is concerned, which team will you be supporting in the absence of Ghana?
Wow, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. I think I would want to stick my neck out after the first round of games. Then I'll know who I would want to vouch for.
All right, so Ulas Enterprise, a generator set, water pump, drilling machine, compactors, wheelbarrows, etc. If you are looking for any of these things, then the only place I am going to recommend for you is Ulas Enterprise. Generator set, water pump, drilling machine, compactors, and wheelbarrows. Everything you need around these equipment and then machine, there is only one place for you to go, and that is Ulas Enterprise. If you want to contact Ulas Enterprise, it is 020-300-5498. 020-300-5498. 0248-169258. Or at Gmail, ulasent1979@gmail.com. If you are looking for Ulas Enterprise, Ajerengano and Porsche Hotel, you can locate them American House near or Medina Taxi Rank. So that is it. And let me take the image I was referring to again. The question of the day will be seeing, and that is the atmosphere you are seeing on your screen.
It's very, very electrifying. Looking at the surrounding of the stadium, like I said in my earlier submission, you could tell from the previous edition of the AFCON, it was orange, but now we are seeing more of red and black.
Because that is their national colors.
That's their national colors. And you could see from the view, it's late in the evening. So it's making the pictures stand out very, very well. The stadium is very, very electrifying. Again, if you're not in the stadium, you feel left out because everything is in the stadium. And for this game, you wouldn't want to watch it outside the stadium. You would want to watch inside the stadium. Once you're in Morocco, there's no way you'll be sitting home and say you're watching it on TV. You need to be in the stadium to watch this game.
You need to be in the stadium to watch the game. But in Rabat, their population is many, but only 69,000 people will be fortunate to go and then watch this. And that is the Crown Prince of Morocco, together with FIFA President Gianni Infantino and CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe. But the AFCON, after 2028, will be running every 4 years. What do you think about that?
I think it's they've really thought about things, they've thought through it, why they want to do it, and I'm sure there's going to be an increment in terms of the teams that will be participating. So they've given themselves some time, and I'm sure it's going to run the same as the World Cup. So if it's being played either before or after the World Cup, then there's going to be a little bit, again, they've thought through it, so they should know how they want to run it. And before they come up with any suggestion on how to go around these games modalities, then they've done their checks. They know when everything is starting, when it's ending, the seasons in Europe, when every game is supposed to end. Then they fix the tournament. I was even surprised seeing the tournament starting 21st, that is today, ending somewhere in January.
Yeah.
Then players go back to their clubs, play, end somewhere April or May, go back in June for the World Cup. It's an interesting thing. If you're in the sports fraternity, you don't miss the AFCON, you don't miss the World Cup. Anything that has to do with the numbers, bringing countries together, you don't need to miss it. You don't have any option than to immerse yourself and enjoy it.
You have to enjoy it. Now, predictions so that you go. And when it comes to fan culture in Africa, it doesn't get better than the North Africa. When it comes to fans curating intimidating atmosphere, it doesn't get any better than. And based on what we're seeing on our screens, it is clear that they are willing to go all out.
Of course, I think in this game, it's an opening game, so everyone will think that Morocco is going to walk over Comoros. But when the game gets tough in the middle of the tournament, when they are meeting bigger opponents and they are not able to play a shot or even hit a shot on target or score a goal, then the fans will start doing their things with their lighters and the lights to, as it were, frustrate the opponents. Then Morocco gets the chance. It's just the 3 points they need. So however they get the points, it doesn't matter. All they need is the victory.
It's just the 3 points they need. But do you know that the last time, let's go for a quick break. When we come back, I'll give you this particular history about host nations and then opening games in the African Cup of Nations. My name is Joel Eshen, and this coverage is brought to you by Ulas Enterprise. We'll be back with more. Welcome back from the break. Live commentary of Morocco versus Comoros, opening game 2025 African Cup of Nations. I'm doing this alongside Andrews Edunkwa. Ghana didn't qualify, but it doesn't mean that we will abandon the most prestigious competition, which was co-founded by the founder of Ghana, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So the AFCON there, it belongs to Ghanaians, even though we didn't qualify, but it's still our product. So we can't say that we will not cover the tournament. It is more like our bona fide property. So whether we qualified or not, we will still have to be here to talk about the AFCON.
Of course, we will have to be here to talk about it, but it's best if you have your team participating in the tournament. That is where you can be able to talk about it proper. It's your bona fide property, yes, but as it stands now, it's like we sold it out to some people. So we're giving it out to them to run it or steer the affairs of our property on our behalf. That is how I see it. Because if it was ours, if something is yours, you would die to have that thing back. So if the AFCON was ours indeed, the players would have gone all out to be in Morocco 2025.
All right, so we just had the official kickoff by the Crown Prince of Morocco, His Royal Highness Prince Moulay Hassan. I think that this stadium was named after him, and so he just gave us the official kickoff start. Prince Moulay Abdellah, yes, the stadium was named after him. So we just have the official kickoff. But then, Andrew, before we go, what will be your prediction?
Probably I will go for a 2-0 in the first half, probably for Morocco.
All right, 2-0 for predictions. Let me get your comments, and then we proceed. Ola says, when is Ghana playing? Please, Ghana, we didn't qualify, so I beg, yes, spare us. Noah Chibuke says Ghana will play last year. Hey, Omanaja, don't worry. When the World Cup starts, we will get you. Yashin says Morocco. Angel Musun says, I'm a Zambian, but supporting Comoros full blast. You can also give me your predictions, and then we will take it from there. Let me get the lineup again so that I'll be running you through it, but then reminding you that it is all about Ula's enterprise. The VAR is also working, but one thing that we got, I don't want to say 100%, but officiating in the previous AFCON was above, it was incredible. What are your expectations for refereeing in this tournament?
It's something that you can't flop, because you've taken years to prepare, and you've taken time, even months, more than years, to select the best referees for the tournament. So you've taken them through some training, some courses, and some other equipment that they'll be using for the tournament. So I think every tournament is made to improve on the previous edition. Ivory Coast set a standard, and looking at the interesting thing we've just seen tonight in the opening ceremony for the Morocco 2025, I believe Morocco is also going to set another standard ahead of what Ivory Coast did last year. So it's yes, let's hope that nothing goes bad, and officiating to everything be on points. Then we can say after the tournament that yes, everything was a success.
It is raining heavily. Yes, it is raining at the Stade Prince Moulay Stadium. But so we'll get the game underway. Brahim Diaz wearing the jersey number 10 for Morocco will do the kickoff. The Atlas Lions in their traditional colors, red and green, playing from right to left on commentary positions. Comoros in their white jersey, playing from left to right. Brahim Diaz will do the kickoff, and the referee is also ready to get the game underway. But first 45 minutes, first 10 minutes, what are your expectations?
I just hope and pray the rain does not, as it were, bring the game to a halt. But I believe the stadium was built to, as it were, take care of all these circumstances. But in the first 10 minutes, I would want to see a good possession of the ball, no more ballowing of the ball, but both teams trying to make incursions, good tackles, no foul play, and how the game progresses to see how best both coaches are able to communicate using their players on the pitch.
All right, so we'll see how both coaches and already Comoros were trying to break off, but they've been caught behind enemy lines and assistant line 1. Bongele Ingila has raised his flag against Yusuf Changama that the pass from him was an offside, and the Moroccans will build again as Zidane Onai back to Sofiane Amrabat in the Moroccan half. Sofiane Amrabat to Naive Agued. Agued goes back to goalkeeper Yassine Bono. He was incredible. I still believe that in the 2022 FIFA World Cup, if not for the performance of Dibu in the final, he would have easily been adjudged as the goalkeeper of the tournament. Bono has been incredible. He has been great. But he is yet to show it on the African continent. The Moroccans surging forward again, possession. It looks clear that Coach Chino and his men are prepared to do the work. They are prepared to suffer. They are prepared to suffer and then do the hard work. But it is also good to see, and what we are hoping for is that we will get the same level of excitement that we got now. The Moroccan surging forward as Zidane has been pushed. He's looking for a foul, but the referee is not ready to award anything. And that was a clear push.
It was a clear push. I think it's supposed to be, it's not supposed, it's a foul, because the player, looking at what he just did, he had the intention not going for the ball, but just pushing his opponent. This is a clear foul. I think the referee should award a free kick to Morocco.
The Moroccan coach is not happy, but the goal kick from goalkeeper Pandor goes over the lines, and now Morocco will board again. Back to Roman Saiz, Salah and Niri, Sofiane Amrabat swinging passes together. We're not seeing much pressing from Comoros. They are comfortable to stay in their own half and count on their blessing. Good switch down the left side to Sabari. Sabari to Brahim Diaz. Back to Sabari, just around the 18-yard box. Zidane Onai to Sofiane Amrabat. A lot of the Moroccan attack so far is going through Sabari in the left side, and now Comoros is trying a quick counter-attack, but Naive Agued is there, sends the ball back to goalkeeper Yassine Bono. Yusuf was trying a quick counter ball to find Changama, but Naive Agued was there to save the situation. Naive Agued back to Brahim Diaz, and Brahim Diaz couldn't control Mohamed inside the midfield. And now Morocco coming again. Whipping the ball straight, but cleared out of danger. But they are not out of the woods yet. Comoros. 5 minutes of action so far inside the Abdellah Stadium. Morocco inside the 18-yard box. Could this be the first goal? And that was a timely interception. Now, Comoros is switching things up. Comoros are on the break. But Naive again commits a tactical foul, and it definitely has to be a yellow card.
Of course, it's a bookable offense because the player was on the run, and this is a bookable offense. There is no way the referee should ignore this. And if he does, then I'm sure he is making way for such offenses in the game. And Morocco, I think Comoros are in with a game plan. They are sitting back and they want to catch the Moroccans on a counter. And then it's going to be difficult, but they should also try to play, win the ball, go in for the 50-50 tackles and possess the ball. Trying to wait for a counter, it might be difficult. What if you don't get a counter attack? It means you have to sit back all the time and they'll be pouncing on you, the pressure. So I think Comoros should vary their play and also try to match the Moroccans on the counter or on the field of play.
That is it. Morocco, Mazraoui playing in the absence of captain who is injured. Ashraf Hakimi was injured in Paris Saint-Germain's 2-1 defeat to Bayern in the UEFA Champions League. And there is Brahim Diaz, finds Unai inside. The ball back to Unai again. Morocco still struggling to break down the Comoros defense, but it is early days yet because they are dominating possession. Early days yet for Morocco. But they are still dominating play. We are also streaming live on X at GhanaWeb, so you can check it out. This is Morocco's 20th appearance at the AFCON. They were there in 72, 76, 78, 1980, 86, 88, 1992, 1998. And I can say that in the 21st century, Morocco has been at every single AFCON.
Of course, that is what makes them proud, because if you're able to, year in, year out, you represent your country on the African continent, it's a pride. It's something that every country would wish that their national team will be present either at the AFCON or at the World Cup. So if you miss any of these two, then it means that...
and that is Morocco going forward. Brahim Diaz is sprinting back to Unai inside the 18-yard box, and it goes down. Moroccans waiting on the referee. It's still Morocco in possession. Morocco. And the player goes down again, and the referee has pointed to the spot. First penalty. Brahim Diaz wins Morocco a penalty inside 8 minutes. Brahim Diaz wins Morocco a penalty. Brahim Diaz wins Morocco a penalty.
It was coming, but it shouldn't have been this early, because it makes the game, it changes the beauty of the game, because if the player was truly fouled, then the referee has every right to call for the infringement. But let me alone, it's too early in the game for a penalty, and it's changed the entire beauty of the game, because it brings a certain notion. Yes, host nation, the referee can't afford to let this go. So it will mean that in the subsequent games, it might happen, the referee might ignore it gets to a different country, they will accept it. But it changes the beauty of the game. At least when the game progresses.
So, but it was a clear foul.
That's why I said that. Yes, it might be a clear foul, but
you don't agree that it was a foul. But let me say that they've missed the kick.
To tell you that then there was something at play, because if it was a genuine
no,
it was a genuine kick, it was a genuine penalty, it would have scored from the spot kick.
Sofiane Rahimi has missed a glorious opportunity to write his name in the history books as the first player to score in the 2025 African Cup of Nations.
I think when Comoros hit the target first, if Comoros is to score first, it will make the Moroccans settle, because the Moroccans are pushing the Comoros national team to they're pushing them too much. So once it gets, or the Moroccans or the Comoros national team scores first, Morocco will settle, then play their normal game. But till now, they are just forcing to get their first game or their first goal of the tournament.
That is it. And I can tell you that from 2008, Michael Essien scored the opening goal. In 2010, it was Flavio Amando for Angola. 2012, it was Emmanuel Mayuka. In 2013, it was Sibwe Chabalala. In 2015, it was Javier Barboa. 2017, Sadio Mane. 2018, Ahmed El Mohammadi, Vincent Abubakar. In 2021, and Seko Fofana in 2023. And it is Ula's Enterprise. For those of you who keep asking if we are going to show the game, please, I want you to know that we don't have the right. And that is the reason why we cannot show the game. So all the sites streaming on YouTube, they are going to do with them, and that is not what we're going to do.
Of course, if you don't have the right and you want to go in for something that is not yours, they will come at you. And they might let you stream for some time. But when it's getting tough, when you are getting excited on what you are doing, you are getting the numbers, then you realize that you are off the market, and it will take you some huge sums of money or some write-ups to recover your channel. So I think that if you don't have the rights, just don't try to play smart, because they are monitoring all over the world, probably across Africa. So if you don't have the rights, please stay safe. Just go and get yourself a place to just watch the game, or better still, there are so many alternatives that you can use to get yourself something to for yourself. But if you don't have the rights, forget it.
All right, so let's continue. Morocco missing a golden opportunity. Sofiane Rahimi missing from the penalty spot. Glorious opportunity. Glorious opportunity. Missed by the 29-year-old Al-Ain striker, Sofiane. And look at that. No direction. Goalkeeper Panda just kept his composure, and he saved the ball brilliantly.
Of course, he was going in for the straight one, and he was already on his way to jubilating, but he realized that the ball was not in the net, so he had to raise his hand in shame. But I think the Moroccans need to settle in the game. I'm not sure it's because of the downpour, but if it is, then they need to calm down. We are just early into the game, 15 minutes into the first half. We have more time, 30 minutes before the first half. So they should wait, process the ball, and everything will fall in place.
They should wait and possess the ball. Everything will fall in place. Ulas Enterprise. Ulas generator set, water pump, drilling machine, compactors, wheelbarrow. There is only one place for you, and that is Ulas Enterprise. So far, 11 attacks for Morocco, 3 for Comoros. Morocco just around the Comoros box. Sofiane inside the 18-yard box. He's been forced to his wicker foot. Amdouri whipping the ball straight. And Morocco keep getting the opportunities. So with Onai, and there is Comoros. They clear their lines. They are not able to do it proper, but the referee comes to their aid.
It's like struggling to impress. They are trying to impress their fans. If you play like that, then they will be surprised that Comoros might get the first goal. Then they would want to equalize. Then Comoros get the second. Then they are off the game. You get it? So I think that they should stay calm. They are playing very well in the first half. Just stay calm. The goal will come by itself. Just try to shoot from afar, possess the ball. Do not rely on get into the box and get a penalty. If you get into the box and you can shoot and score, do that and make it count for your national team.
That is it. Temporal hold up. Roman size is done. He will not be able to continue again. Roman size is done. He will not be able to play the game. 35 years of age. Roman size plays for Assad. Andre Ayew's former team.
Of course, he shouldn't be crying. He's a sportsman. And it's early days. Probably he might miss just 2 games or some 3 games. And he might be back. So why is he crying? I don't see why he should be shedding tears.
He should understand that he's an old man. So,
of course,
yes.
you are 35. Somebody is even 17. A person is sitting on the bench. So not even the age, but once you're a sportsman and you get into a tournament and you get injured, no matter how
painful
it is, or how probably I don't know the word to use, but you really want to make an incursion in the tournament and you get injured, you should have at the back of your mind that yes, it's not over until we are out. So you could come back anytime and make your quota count.
Roman size has been replaced by Jawad El Yaming, 33 years of age. It looks like this Moroccan team, a lot of experience in there.
Because once you are old, they say that what the old people will see sitting down, you the young person, you will not see.
We'll use AI to see it.
Of course, when you use AI is not as organic as what the old people will used to do. So I think that yes, the 33-year-old, the 45, the 37, all brings their expertise on or into the game that will help blend the 18s, the 20s, the 25s, all to make it count in the team.
All right, we're back on the way, and that is the visitors trying. And Morocco might be in trouble. But the lineman has raised his flag. They were nearly in trouble.
I think some of the rules that are coming into football, it's amazing, because initially if it was an offside, it would have been flagged instantly, but now they will have to wait either the person scores or check whatever before the flag. the person, because this was an offside. They were all waiting for it to be flagged, but it wasn't happening. But what if the goal had count, or the ball had went into the net, then would have changed.
No, there is always VAR to review it. So
there are instances where the ball enter the net, then the VAR will just allow.
But as far as the AFCON is concerned, we know that the VAR never gets it wrong.
There are instances it might get it wrong.
All right, let's get back at the Abdellah Stadium. Now, after the penalty miss, it looks like the away team are stepping out gradually, but they lose this one to Morocco again. Naive Aged will pick this one inside midfield. He's scanning, finds Brahim Diaz. Sofiane Amrabat will pick it, spread it wide to Mazraoui. Mazraoui to Brahim Diaz. Unai will pick it back to Brahim Diaz. Won the first penalty for Morocco. It couldn't be converted by Sofiane. Morocco still around the goal area of Comoros, but they are not getting dangerous balls in there. Morocco entering the 18-yard box, they're whipping across, but it couldn't get to a red-shirted man. But Mazraoui will pick it up and will give it to Brahim Diaz. Back to Mazraoui. He's whipping another cross. And there is the Atlas Lions knocking on the door. Brahim Diaz causing a lot of trouble for Comoros. They're whipping the ball. They clear it. It is back to Moroccan feet. There is a player on the ground. So the referee will halt the game and attend to them. Please, I want to state this. We don't have the right to show the game. So, and as you can see, every single channel that started showing the game when we started, they've taken it down. That is why you are not seeing any channel showing it again. Why? We don't have the right. So don't create the impression like show the match. Like we have it, and then yes, even multi-choice who have the right to show it on TV, they don't have the right to show it on YouTube. So bear with us, and then let us do the job. Very simple. 22 minutes of action. What can you say?
I can say that it's been an interesting game so far. Comoros are sticking to their game plan. Morocco are just mounting pressure on Comoros to concede an early goal, which they are not getting, and it's making them frustrated, trying to swing passes that are not making headway. So I think that it's going to be interesting if the game progresses in the early or in the 70th minute, 75th minute, and there is no goal. Then frustration sets in. Then everything changes like that.
Morocco haven't lost a single game in 2025, and they are the best African team according to the November FIFA ranking. And there is Sofiane moving forward, goes past his marker, but you have two Comoros players to do it. Still a lot of possession, but Sabari and Sofiane, they are not causing trouble for Comoros like Brahim Diaz and Mazraoui are doing on the right side of Morocco's attack.
Of course, because if they are not causing trouble, it means that they are watching them play and they are not getting so much of the ball. And if you are not really getting so much of the ball, it means that you are not coming to the party. You need to immerse yourself in the game. And it's a game, in a game like this, if you are caught standing, you'll be in trouble because you stand and you get tired, but you try to follow the ball and just get one or two passes together. That is what we call a teamwork.
That is what we call a teamwork. And we still in the first 45 minutes, 25 minutes gone, 20 to go. Morocco still again, Mazraoui doing a lot of good runs. And Naiva again, the crowd encouraged him to shoot, but he didn't. Sabari whipping another ball, but Sofiane couldn't get the connection. Mazraoui picked it up, Sofiane and Rabat whipping the ball again, and it has been cleared out of danger, but they are not out of the woods yet. Pressure upon pressure on Comoros, but they are still in the game, having conceded the penalty, but the goalkeeper saved his team out of trouble. Comoros struggling to swing passes together.
Yes, it's going to be tough for Comoros if they are really going to sit at the back and watch the Moroccans come at them. They are going to really suffer. They should match them. It's just 26 minutes and you can't defend for 90 minutes. And this is an opening game. So, yes, they have it in mind that, yes, Morocco would win. Though Morocco would win, let's try and also match them. But if you sit back and watch them play, it's going to be difficult for you to also make an occasion. The Moroccans are ballooning the ball above their players. They should watch and kick the ball. The long passes are too much. Just someone who is closer to you, you give the ball, you also look at the opponent and give the ball to a colleague. That is the only way they are going to progress.
That is the only way you are going to progress. 27 minutes of action. Morocco still piling the pressure. What a reckless tackle on Salah Eneri from Yusuf. Zari. The tackle was not good. Zaidu. Should have been a yellow card.
I think the referee is trying to be very calm in the game, not giving away many cards in the opening game. But I think if there's one that needs to be flagged, he should, or he shouldn't hesitate to flag it, and let's see how it's going to caution how they go into the tackles and other things.
Morocco, Unai whipping the ball, but the wall did its job, and Morocco have a corner kick.
The way the Moroccans are playing is like they are missing the services of some key players, but that shouldn't be the case. If it happens like that, then you are trying to tell the fans at the stadium that in the absence of these players, all those who are on the pitch can't replicate the same form that they would have added to the team.
Early days yet, but so far, Comoros are doing a job. But one thing that they shouldn't be doing is to give away set pieces around their box.
Of course, once you give away set pieces behind your boxes or around your box, it's going to open you up for, as it were, open you up. Then you'll be able to, or you open yourself up for the opponent to come at you. So even if it's going to be closer, it should be far from you. At least once the ball is ballooned, you have a chance of intercepting play and doing all of that.
30 minutes of action, still no goal. We haven't seen any attempt from Comoros. inside the first 30 minutes. But they've done the job to control the game in their own way. They might not have the ball, but surely they can control the game with intensive defending.
80% of possession to Morocco, 20% to Comoros. 5 shots at goal, 0 from Comoros, and just one big chance, one corner kick that was from Morocco that we just saw. 92% of the passes complete and 61% from Comoros. It means that Morocco are on top. Comoros are just sticking to their game plan and wishing that something good will come out from their plan that they brought into the game.
Wishing that something good will come out. But there is something we need to also check. Unai back to Sabari. Unai will pick it again. Open up to Naif Agued. Back to Unai. Mazarari will pick it up. Morocco is still in the attacking area. But anytime the visitors get the ball, they seem not to know how to beat the press.
Of course, because it's a game plan, and all we came here to do is let's sit back, watch them play, we get them on the counter, then we hit them on the break. But they are not getting that clear counter attack that they will say, we've caught them on the counter, let's punish them. So it's when they get the ball, they are just looking for one man up front to just balloon the ball. If it goes to him, fine. If it doesn't get to him, they all draw back and also come starts from the back again.
Start from the back again. They're whipping another ball. But it's been cleared out of danger again. Now, there is Comoros. A collusion there. But the referee is not having any of it. Rashid side. Colluded with the man who came in to replace Roman Saiz. El Yamik. Temporary hold up for El Maik to get some attention. And a foul in favor of Comoros. Let's see what they can do. Are you sure we can see a goal in the first 45 minutes?
Let's be hopeful. Let's be hopeful. I'm sure we can see a goal. But if it just had to be, the Moroccans should be calm. They all should be calm. Once you try to mount pressure and the pressure is not coming, or the opponent is very, very trying to resist the pressure, then you should be very, very careful, because they might turn back to hunt you. I'm sure we are going to see the first yellow card in the game from the referee. It was just another caution that he gave to the Comoros team player. So I think the referee is calm. The players are trying to play around his lenience. They are taking his lenience for granted.
I think that he just trying to prevent unnecessary cards and all that. And sometimes you start flashing cards left, right, center. It destroys the game.
Not at all, because if it's a bookable offense, yes, you should give the person that card. Serve as a caution to other players on the pitch. It's like we being you going on an attack, then a player deliberately holds you from the neck or just kicks you from the back, then the referee ignores that. Then another player gets the same opportunity, another player kicks from the back. Then they will be like, this one did one, this one did one. Then you see players complaining 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. So once it's 1-1, just take it and let's move on.
All right, so somebody is asking if Morocco had a penalty. Yes, Morocco had a penalty inside the first 20 minutes. Brahim Diaz was brought down and Sofiane picked the ball and he couldn't beat goalkeeper Pendo. It was a poor kick in my estimation. Another reckless tackle. From Kyrie. And he'll go into the box of the referee from the Democratic Republic of Congo. That was a very reckless tackle from Kyrie on Sabari. And there is it. Another free kick about 5 meters away from the 18-yard box. I can see Brahim Diaz, Sabari, Naif Agwed, all behind the ball, having some sort of conversation on who will take the ball or on which direction they will be playing the ball. And now they've left it to the two left-footed players, Brahim Diaz to Naif Agwed. But the attempt was nowhere near the goal area. It was way off target. The idea was good, but Naif Agwed couldn't get the connection he was looking for. Probably it is because the ball is very slippery.
This is not, I'm not sure it's because the ball is very slippery. The idea wasn't good for me. It was supposed to be one man going in for the target, not kicking the ball, because once you touch the ball, it gives the opponent a fair idea of what you are going to do. So it distorts your initial plan at the beginning. But if it's just one man picking a spot and going in for the goal, it's difficult for them to know what you are thinking whilst you are behind the ball. But if you touch the ball and you wait for another person to come and kick the ball, and mind you, it's we had some downpour and I think it's over now, so the game is a bit flowing, but because of the downpour, it's making the pitch a bit watery. So if you want to kick the ball in the way you want it, you might not get it because of how the rains was in the beginning of the game.
Let's see. Morocco. And that is Morocco still in the 18-yard box. They're whipping another ball. Mazraoui with his left foot. But the visitors clearing the line with ease. Sofiane Rabat had an excellent campaign in the World Cup, came to Manchester United. He was a pure shadow of himself.
Of course, every player would want to go to the World Cup, play very well, make a good impact, and then get a buyer, or better still, get a good team in Europe to go and play. But it tells you that you need to prepare well, because where you are going to, it's not a slippery ground, but a tough opponent or a tough team or a tough league. Because if you are from French League 1 and would want to go to the EPL, means that you are going to compete among the best. So you should be counted as the best, or you should be one of the best when you want to compete among them. You can't just move from where you were in the French League 1 and come to Europe, come to EPL and say you are going to be we are going to win the goal king. Or else you have people who are in there banging 25 goals in a season and they are not even near the goal king chart. So you should be on top when you want to make an impact for yourself.
You should be on top. Morocco calling for another referee, Ulas Enterprise. We saw the best generator set, water pump, drilling machine, compactors, wheelbarrows. If you are looking for Ulas Enterprise Medina taxi rank, you will surely meet them. And when you go, just tell them that, you know, GhanaWeb sent you. You get a cool discount. Now let's get 5 minutes within regulation time. And the fans are still hoping to see the net shaking in the first 45 minutes. But nothing seems to be happening. Morocco, the moment they fall down in the 18-yard box, they are calling for a penalty.
Of course, you could see the lighter on the referee's face.
And there is a VAR review, and that is a clear penalty as they.
Was a handball from the Moroccan player himself.
Okay, we need to check that.
That is not a penalty. He used his hand.
We need to check that.
It's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. There's no way this is going to be a penalty. Because from the play, once he entered the box, he used his hand to kick.
No, so
the ball.
yes, but you can make a case for the handball. That is if they see it. But that tackle on how do you call it, Brahim Diaz, it's a penalty, clear as day. And look, this is what I was talking about.
He didn't touch him. There was no kick. There was nothing. It's just a dive. He should have given him a yellow card. He didn't touch him. This is nothing the referee should go and review. This is nothing he should go and review.
No penalty.
Of course, he shouldn't go and review this. He didn't touch him. He didn't even kick the ball. The player didn't get the ball. He just threw his leg into the air. And this is not something that you should go and waste 2 minutes or 3 minutes of time to go and check. This is not a penalty. Let me alone. This is not a penalty. The Moroccans should stop the simulation exercise they are doing. This is not fire service where they are doing simulation exercise. Be doing this, doing that. Just get the ball into the opponent's half. Make sure you are getting the target and scoring. Not get into the box and wait for the referee to whistle for a penalty. If the referee doesn't do that, then they start throwing their lighters and other things. This is not a penalty.
And so the referee didn't take a penalty. It's clear that there was a dive.
This should have even been a yellow card because he used his hand to handle the ball. It's going to be difficult for Morocco from how the game is panning out. It's going to be difficult for Morocco because they are really eager to get the first goal, and it's not going to come that easy. And if the referee has signaled for 6 minutes of additional time, we have a long way to go in this first 45, and also in the opening ceremony, in the opening game of the Morocco 2025 AFCON. If Morocco are struggling to get a goal against Comoros, then it tells you that Comoros have really learned a lot in their last AFCON and also in their preparation stages before coming into the tournament. And it looks like Morocco are missing some services of some key players, and that shouldn't be the case. If you do that, it makes you who are on the field of play, you don't have anything to offer. You get it? Because if you are going to a tournament and you have a right back who is injured or a right back who is not fit, we get another right back. The second option should be able to take charge in the absence of the regular right back. So if you're not able to do that job and he comes back and he's doing it perfectly, then you make a case that you coming into the team was of no use. So we should go back for the right back that we have. So I think that Morocco, they should relax because right now they have nothing to lose and everything is going right for them. So they should really, really calm down.
They should really calm down. Inside 5 minutes. Let's see. It doesn't look like we're going to get a goal. It doesn't look like we're going to get a goal. But that is Comoros. They have a very dangerous attack. With a free kick, can they do something?
Comoros might be able to cause an upset if Morocco continues to play like this. Then Comoros will definitely cause an upset. And once they're able to upset the Moroccans, that will be the end for Morocco in the tournament. Because if you're able to, or if they lose this game now, it means that they will be down. They will be down, as it were. Not in say something like in spirit. In spirit, they will be down, but it will be difficult to get their momentum back. If they're able to do that, that will be because of they hosting the tournament, because everything is going well for them. I think this should be a bookable offense for the Morocco player. He just went in for the goalkeeper, not for the ball. Yes, that is a yellow card for him.
A yellow card for Brahim Diaz. And the frustration on the faces of the Moroccan players. Oh, okay, it was his other foot, but I think that there was a loose ball, and they all decided to go and then hustle for the ball, and Yassine Bounou nearly caused a massive blunder. Massive. But the goalkeeper needed some quick attention. But all these is some way to reduce the pressure on your team. And for some people, they will say that they are impressed with what they've seen from the visitors so far.
Of course, everyone should be impressed, because if you're at the stadium and in the first 45 minutes, Morocco hasn't been able to score a first goal in the tournament, then you should be impressed with what the Comoros national team are doing, because they came with a game plan. They were sitting back initially. Now they've moved from sitting back, get the ball, attack when they need to attack. I think from what they are playing is what I'm just going to repeat. They attack when they need be. If they don't want to attack, they get their shape right. All of them come behind, support the back four. If they are attacking, then they move on to attack.
The final minute. Morocco trying their possible best. And I won't be surprised if the whistle goes any moment from now, because we've gone past the 6 additional minutes. But the Moroccans still pushing. Sabari whipping another ball. It has been cleared out of danger, stolen in the own half of Comoros. They clear the ball, and Morocco sent it back to their goal area. They are not giving them any time to think on. They will have to think on their feet fast. Sabari drift to the middle. Good skill from Mazraoui to Brahim Diaz. He's been fouled, and the referee says this will be the end of the 45 minutes plus 6. But we did 8 anyway. And the first 45 minutes, their major highlight was the penalty, which Sofiane Rahimi couldn't convert in the 11th minute. Probably that could have changed the dynamics of the game.
Of course, that should have changed everything in the game, but he missed that opportunity in the 11th minute. And some statistics that came in the first 45 minutes, Morocco had 18 touches in the box of Comoros, but Comoros had just 1 touch in the box of Morocco, which tells you that Comoros are not attacking so much. And we had 2 corner kicks from Morocco and 1 big chance from Morocco. That was a penalty that was missed, and 12 free kicks from Morocco and 10 from Comoros, and 334 passes out of a possible 365, making 92% for Morocco and 65%, 64 out of 99 for Comoros. That was what came by way of some statistics, and 88% of passes in the final third going for Morocco, and 8% of passes in the final third for Comoros. It means that in the final third, in the 16-yard box of the opponent, Morocco is doing so well. Comoros are failing to get into the opponent's attack or opponent's goal area just to make some incursions into the game. But it's a good start for Comoros. The first 45 minutes holding on to the host nation. Again, it starts again, and I tell you that after the first 45, 60th minute, 65th minute, 70th, there's no goal. Then the upset comes in, frustration sets in, then Morocco begins to lose guard. Then Comoros, if they are really on top of their game, then they could counter and get a goal in this tournament for themselves against the Moroccan national team.
All right, so this is GhanaWeb's live coverage of the 2025 AFCON opening game between Morocco and Comoros. Goalless after 45 minutes. Sofiane Rahimi missing a penalty in the 11th minute. We are not showing the game because we don't have the right to show it. Let's take a quick breather. We'll be back with more.
can say ba could be come the day ba. Na de no panam sa ko bi so de na me so wahu. Me jadua na ho na mba betena.
See de to do bicycling came de we uniform or some kind of plan.
Na me say see na we retire anabe wo.
When retired sir.
Okay, Ghana Blasters.
Back club side there. Or share club.
Wonya ya de no woni bi won so say wo
unse player retired so.
And me beg me manya ska. Me na me ntu bi madasa me so me kwan wa.
This man is a fan of the team. However, he's no more supporting the team due to the poor performances that they've put up recently. The AFCON qualifiers, he did not watch any of the Black Stars matches because of some of the performances that they put up that led us to the disqualification. Now, going to the AFCON, he believes that because of Ghana's absence from the AFCON, he will be watching some of the matches. But if Ghana were to be part, he wouldn't have bothered to watch any of the AFCON matches. And so he's still disappointed in the team. He believes that the entire team of new players should be called up. And that's one of the ways that the team will win his heart back to supporting them. Ghana anko AFCON. Ebe shase Sunday 21st December. Then now AFCON saying now we see who.
Oh, Ghana anko the nyamia say Ghana anko. Eze Ghana okoda omunko yeshi normal ko say yesika keke. Ti omontima anko the nyamia say. Na efa sika na imputu juma. Ine mama bro pesca da ye juma nti eno no.
Basanka koya eja enije kakra ba man no mu ni ade.
AFCON ye koye say aine da so ba ye budget eso wo obeje cap no kwa unya sa Ghana budget de ko nti eno no.
Fias ka community nke ye pass
yanko.
Na team no so hu on board bon say ya cover for World Cup hu ye bon say.
Oh. Senyame ya adom de be ye World Cup no de be ye la we de AFCON no de World Cup no kwa de be ko na World Cup ho da kwa hye no. Obia pepero Ghana sa boy ye boy hwe da no ye na we for ko boy hwe botro kan we mo ko boy o matimi akwhye wan wo obi o matimi ko hwe obi ante me to me kwa nko mo pe be tenance ofie
into the Emra AFCON so teams na ko no when now shall betumi age and I didn't na origin say team ne betumi
oh Nigeria do me shall betumi age say osime how was strike no me pepper intina ono ame ojido so betumi age.
Ghana for be represent person Nigeria for because one more 3 titles here or 4 one more gia one more near baby and I only said there ya banta no more and also one more back kidi actually pa
oh mo ke say obo homode a and I would do ho one more homode am dey say Nigeria man more homode say World Cup man qualify Ghana born homode wa qualify for World Cup in this anity the way there problem bia
okay yeah that's it
yeah me that's it.
And so this man is also confident about the team's performance in terms of qualifying to the World Cup. However, when it comes to the AFCON, he is happy with the fact that Ghana or the Black Stars could not make it to the AFCON because he believes that if we had qualified, the budget that we would have prepared, probably it might have been more than the money that the winner would have been awarded, as it's happened in some tournaments that the Black Stars participated in. So he believes that not going to the AFCON will save Ghana some funds, and that will help the governments, President John Dramani Mahamad's government, to embark on developmental projects. But looking at the favorites for the AFCON, he tips Nigeria. He is not bothered about the rivalry that exists between Ghana and Nigeria. He believes that because Nigeria did better in the qualifiers, they are in the AFCON. Likewise, Ghana also performed better in the World Cup qualifiers. So Nigeria winning will make him very delighted. And the style of play for Victor Osimhen also impresses him a lot. And so he is hoping Nigeria wins it. And that is not bothered by the fact that if they win, they will be leveled up with Ghana with 4 trophies. Ghana couldn't qualify for the AFCON. What are your thoughts? If you're watching some AFCON matches, how would you feel?
Me, I feel delegated, right? Because seeing the AFCON is not like it's not an easy work. Yeah, we all know that it's not an easy work. But if you see the squad that we have seen for that AFCON, which means you have to win it, right? I was saying winning because AFCON, you say easy. So what you say? Yeah, you say easy, but players are here. You need down. So say AFCON, I was saying yet me here day, yet me fan, and yet some performance on the here day. You know. And definitely be blame na edwa me say me Barca fan pa so what I say me Barcelona fan pa and anytime me want to say obi to say Inaki Williams any Barcelona to say Atletico Omushia send ya or performing na me hono and yes our performance no ya who Ghana has it
nti said the yentumi an qualify no oh sha AFCON na we feel say Nigeria mu na won bi oh sha we feel say
oh
ebe
me ya because World Cup qualify na AFCON
nti sha hwan no problem pa na ekofa coaching na players and then
me meet me as a coach and as a player and as a BBC but I was say you tutu yanyaman kitwe bi bit is a fan say your pitch Google Ghana hanum say I was say titin kola enya afed ohun say ya flow bi wo obi free mediama akobo Black Stars da
I think last AFCON squad you know one more player back join Black Stars just woman to me
osi back
that is local players to me free because Black Stars oh be me answer at least squad be your local players be me answer you shall entity more nkula
mo ba nyina se me ka che se a Spain for kula mo players for now se ebi afa no se Lami Yamal mo ni Pedri mo aye hu no mo ni ho a your players on ba beteki o
ni mo academy basa academy no mo produce pa sa na opasa Ghana so ye
sa na o se Ghana so ye ade ye de nani pa
oh ye
betimi aye
nti ye kwa AFCON no teams be na hwa o betimi win ye Nigeria, Senegal, Morocco, Egypt team be na hwa o my favorite
se Nigeria ko jemu bioma Ivory Coast betimi afa bio because omo team na e wo ho no obia enya bi obia nko ba bia obia apply obia nyehwe obia retire sa team na wo ho
omo two key players Nicolas Pepe and Simon Edingra two players no last AFCON omo bo omo pam omo je but this time omo nka team no ho coach ne say performances na issues bi and am mamba
ba mo ko World Cup
the young drone to me can answer but AFCON is our players in count still now do this Ivory Coast between me
ball qualifiers no money some more and say your ball qualifiers there and now some more there and which means they will go to the World Cup
so AFCON who Nigeria say between me
okay maybe a bet me your choice
and my choice me na your choice but our choice is Ivory Coast
me choice the Ivory Coast and Senegal so ho after Morocco
host nation there who saw a chance
because Morocco host nation no you bet me aka na saa de ba okay e bia host nations no be boa mo kakra because e boa Ivory Coast and you bet me boa mo kakra
this fan is also pessimistic about the Black Stars' performance of these days and he believes that Ghana not going has caused some sort of sadness among Ghanaians, and so going forward the team needs to do their best to qualify for the next edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. Now speaking of his favorite nation for the AFCON, he is tipping Ivory Coast. Since Ivory Coast hosted and won it in the last edition, he believes that coming into this tournament with the core of their team, they are one of the favorites that he tips them to win the trophy. Nigeria, Morocco are other favorites who could also give them a tough competition. However, he tips Ivory Coast to win the Africa Cup of Nations. Africa Cup of Nations never saw Ghana Ajefo, and so this time running to me uncle. Then our drink home.
I didn't say a money boy I'm working on the answer even my performance maybe at the next BBC and one bit me about more money bit me qualify and for the cherry bet chance and that it bit me IBB I found for the next round.
We know share why problem coach players GF and now why now share problem nepa one.
Oh so far no players the bet me select coaches bet me in juma but at the end of the day 90 minutes na be chere it bet me I ben say coach mpa obey na juma so player no do feel that the obet me aye no and obet me aye. I didn't say a money boy I am working on the answer even my performance maybe at the next BBC and one bit me abo mo mo bit me qualify na mpini for the chere be chance so enka hoda e bit me IBB afan for the next round.
We know share one problem coach players GF and why now share problem ne pa one.
Oh, so far no players the umbetimi select coaches betimi na juma but at the end of the day no 90 minutes na be chere e betimi I ben say coach mpa obey na juma so player no do feel that the obetimi aye no e na obetimi aye no ntini member hono mo a in family mo bia because other team no opponent na won ne ball no so no boss obey den obo qualify nti wan qualify a enye a year and I say first time I want qualifying and then first time I was the qualifying so it's no a game
nti dem bisa say wo ho na o teams so na ye bo AFCON matches a wo be hwe
me say eden Africa Cup no mo bono nti eden e be hwe
binum so say a hye wo mo pa say Ghana ngonto wo mo nhwe kra
me a meto say a hye me nso aye bo nko ade o obi bo na so de hwe ni ma it's so far say games in the Africa Cup, World Cup, the answer football is all about love. It's no problem.
Nti ye ba no team se na akona hwanum na wo hwe betumi age wa Ivory Coast, Senegal, Egypt, Morocco, Algeria no hwanum na wo hwe anko betumi age.
Can betumi atipu two teams pe. Okay, one day betumi dem Algeria. You won't say Morocco no they are solid, but at the end of the 90 minutes no, you betumi ban say Algeria so mukuta solid team pa.
Other teams now.
Other teams no obi betumi ban no more than America no. No, so far so good no. At the end of the day, 1 month na betumi boss nations some matches no betumi actually.
Nigeria for so omo players pa Osimhen, Lookman omo win ya omo ni na be 4 trophies. In fact, omo di begu yeso pa. Then our Nigeria team no.
Oh. Modern obo modern na woje. Wambo modern okuta team kra mase na make ya nya de be adwuma. Je nya say teamwork na e deserve.
Nigeria je nya o ye nya o hwe omo je aye.
Oh, say me nipa meti ball as nko ade. Ne ya opode she na problem mame. They are all offended team and say country amon so no pese omoji. Omaji yenso ya gibi. But ye modern money we say next time betimi apija ye modern money timi aye bibisa.
Do money aje 44 na wo de come
44 de nkeme de be hammo.
No na ye kana.
De be hammi pa. Na say uno be proud no ba be pa ho de e issue pa.
Na unim say de wo money yesu
for so de yan say enokra be a competition. Nti won
push ye more.
Be aje for how come say the next stage no betimi aja won say until you have to fight.
GhanaWeb. We're giving you the live commentary of what is happening at the Abdellah Sport Stadium. Ghana didn't qualify, but yet we still have to talk about the AFCON. But also remember that GhanaWeb will be covering all Nigeria games in a group phase because, you know, yes, our Niger brothers and all that. But let me come to you, Frank. But before, let me reiterate this point that, please, somebody is asking, is this live or animated? Please, this is live. Greetings from Aruba. Okay, but please, I want to state that we don't have the right to show it, and nobody can show this game on YouTube. If you try, they will block you, and that is why today they block a lot of YouTube accounts. But then, what are you expecting in the second half?
I think the first 45 minutes, our expectations were we were going to see some goals in the first half, but it didn't happen. So going to the second half, I think we should see a goal. Well, this goal or this game can't go goalless. It can't go goalless because it's the opening fixture. Once we see a goal in the first game, then it tells you how the other games would also pan out. But if it goes goalless, then frustration sets in the country or in the host nation's country. Then it makes the beauty of the game goes other way around. And after this game, I'm not sure people will still be rooting for Morocco. If it ends goalless, I'm not sure they'll be still rooting for Morocco. People are rooting for Morocco just because they are the host nation. And if it goes goalless, then I'm not sure we can still be rooting for Morocco to win the tournament.
All right, so let's go back to the Abdellah Stadium. The second half has started. Playing positions have switched. Morocco now playing or defending from right to left on commentary position, whilst the visitors being Comoros, they are now playing from left to right. Issaï El Iboué with the throw in the early stages of the second half. Do you still think that the Atlas Lions, who have scored all games in 2025, have produced a minimum of 3 goals as long as Morocco is playing? The team is struggling, but Brahim Diaz had an excellent first 45 minutes despite picking up a yellow card. And there is Brahim Diaz surging forward. Very difficult for Comoros to handle Brahim Diaz. He's always been difficult to handle, even in the Spanish La Liga, EA Sports. And that is what we've all been talking about. Can we see some goals? Yacine Bono, the safest pair of hands. To me, he is the best goalkeeper on the continent. Very good goalkeeper, Yacine Bono. And Unai wins a foul for Morocco. 2 minutes after the break. Are you seeing some energy in the game?
Morocco is still playing like they were doing in the first half. Trying to mount pressure. You can't mount pressure for 45 minutes without the opponents at least getting one chance at you. So you should calm down, possess the ball. Once they're able to possess the ball, that is when they'll be able to open up the spaces between the opponent's backline. Then they penetrate into the goal post, but they are trying to mount pressure even when there is no need for them to mount pressure.
They're trying. Morocco nearly got the opener in the game. It was a good ball. And I believe that Salah should have done better. This ball, it is Anawi rather. He should have planted that ball at the back of the net. But we go again with another build-up. Naive again with his left foot. He's been forced to go back. But he managed to win a defensive throw-in for Morocco. Now Comoros are not staying all the way back again. They are now pressing Morocco in their own half. Probably this can work in favor of the Atlas Lions. And there is Mazraoui surging for us. His pass has been cut short. He commits and concedes a throw-in.
I think the only way the Comoros national team can unsettle the Moroccan national team is when they get the first goal. If Comoros is to get the first goal, it will change the dynamics of the game, or allow Morocco to now sit back, analyze how they would want to approach the game to get an equalizer into the game, and they wouldn't want to leave their fans in the stadium with a defeat. So they would want to go in for an equalizer that would probably open them up for Comoros to also punish them. And I don't think that Morocco, with the caliber of players they have and with the fans behind them, would want Comoros to punish them in their backyard in the opening game of the AFCON. It's very, very crucial for a country or for a host nation. If you lose your first game, it doesn't speak well of your team.
It doesn't speak well of your team. There is Comoros trying to do the unthinkable by upsetting Morocco here. But we still have more minutes to play. About 40 more minutes in this game. You could barely see fans at the stadium wearing anything aside from red and green.
Of course, it's Morocco, so it's just the red that is dominating. Like we said earlier, if it was Ivory Coast, you will see the orange color very dominating. It's in Ghana here, you will see the red, gold, green dominating. So it tells you the country that we are all witnessing the tournament from. So that is what their culture, and that's what they believe in. So it's like going for a program. They say maybe red on gents. You will see everybody in red, which means that it makes the color, it brings a certain color to the pictures or the videos that will be taken from the event. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see the colors at the stadium. And again, Morocco are struggling and they are failing to admit. I think at this point we need to get Otuado's number 2, the Moroccan national team coach.
Are they struggling?
Of course, they are struggling to get a goal.
They are controlling the game.
You can be controlling the game. You and I know well that we all say that possession doesn't win the game. Barca can possess about 90% of the game and still lose by 2-1 or even 3-0. You get it? So it doesn't mean that you possess the ball and you still have to win. You can possess and still lose. So we need to get Otuado's number 2, the Moroccan national team coach, so he teaches them how he was able to at least get one goal against Comoros.
But our goal also came in the 9 minutes of the game.
Yes.
We also didn't score before the 52nd minute.
Yes, but he managed to get the goal. So, even that one, you realize that Ghana was on top.
Yeah, but this one, they are still on top.
They are still on top, but they're not getting the goal. They're not getting the answer they need. This is the opening fixture for the 2025 AFCON. At this point, we should see a goal or two that will light up the stadium. Fans are already sleeping. In Ghana here, it's about 8 p.m. and people would want to go either sleep or forgo the match and go home. So if at this point there is still
and there is Morocco get to the first goal. Brilliant from Brahim Diaz. Morocco get to the first goal through Brahim Diaz. Good goal. He managed to slot the ball past the goalkeeper. Morocco finally get to the goal the crowd has been begging to see. Morocco finally they get the goal. The crowd has been begging to see Brahim Diaz has gotten his team ahead, and that is Unai and Sofiane and Rabat, all trying, and it was a good setup for Brahim Diaz to get his team ahead.
This is what they've been waiting for, and now they've gotten the goal. I think they should still, I still maintain my position. Keep calm. Once you've gotten the goal, you should now start to possess the ball. We are just into 56 minutes out of the 90 minutes. We have about 20 or 34 minutes more to go. Possess the ball. Once you possess the ball, you frustrate your opponent, they open up, then you catch them on the break. But if you want to get more goals just to appease your fans, then you just give the opponent another chance to come at you just to get the equalizer. So I think they've just given us what we've been all talking about, the early goal or the goal to make the tournament.
The assist by Manchester United, Mazraoui, whilst his team is being whipped. He is on national duty, making sure that his team will carry the day.
Of course, he left behind, as it were, full Arsenals that can handle the job. So if he is away and they are losing or they lost to Aston Villa, then I'm not sure it's his fault, because this is a national duty. This is a national assignment that he needs to take care of. And he is here. So back home or back in Europe or in the club side, there are equally good players that could meet the day. So if they lost or if they drew, I'm not sure it's his fault. Now that he is home for a national assignment, he should consider, he should focus on the national duties and get it done.
Morocco is still coming again, trying to get the second. And there is goalkeeper stepping in to calm tempest. Goalkeeper stepping in, but the ball is still in the half of Comoros, who are trying. Morocco making another attempt, blocked by goalkeeper Pando. Now they smell blood and they are going for it. And that is the Atlas Lions for you. When they smell blood, they go all out to make sure that they get the job done. Tempera hold up. But do you think that this probably might ginger Morocco to score more?
Of course it should, because once you've gotten the goal you needed, it didn't come in the first half. It came in the second half, in the 56th minute. You still have more time ahead of you and you've gotten the early goal. It should ginger you to play well, at least get 2 more or even a goal more. Once they get the second goal, it means that yes, they are on safe grounds, and it's a tournament. Anything can happen. Once you're able to get in more goals, you get to a point where your goals will be needed to help you. So if you get more goals and you get to the point where we have to count the number of goals that will make you progress, then it falls down to the chances you missed when you had opportunities to score and the goals that you were able to put at the back of the opponent's net.
We've done 60 minutes of action. Mazraoui, the creator of Morocco's opening goal in the AFCON. Azedine Onai was brilliant in the World Cup. I'm surprised that he couldn't get moves after the World Cup.
Of course, probably maybe it might be to one or two things that's maybe agents or they are still looking for the right deal. But after the World Cup or even before the World Cup, there are so many moves that might come a player's way. The way these options, you might go, you might not get the chance that you were getting at your old club. So once you vary all this and you move and you still don't get the playing time, then it affects you as a player. Then it diminishes your way in which you are able to play. Once it affects you like that, then it comes to the national team. Then you might not be called to come and play for your country because it's a pride to be playing for your national team. I'm sure the number of players that are in Morocco that would have wished that once they are playing the tournament in their home grounds, they will be parts, but not all of them are part, just a few. You get it? So it's a pride. Going to the World Cup, playing at the biggest stage, it brings certain pride. All cameras are on you. If you're able to do it well, people come. If you're not doing it well too, everyone is seeing. So you, the agent, if you're going to sell a player that is not doing well to a team that we all watched in Europe, then you go to the team and tell them, "Oh, I have this player." You send videos, and they watch. This player played against this player. He played against this team. He didn't do so well. So where is this video coming from? You get it. So they analyze all these things and they maybe they don't want the player. Then frustration sets in. Then the player starts moving from lesser known clubs to different clubs. Then it affects his or her play in terms of quality.
Coach Walid is about to introduce 2 new legs as he tries to establish his authority on the game. And that is what he is hoping for. Personally, I was hoping to see En-Nesyri, but Azedine Onai is done for the day. He's been introduced by 24-year-old Abdi Excel, who plays for Real Betis Belompe, who, as it stands now, are leading Getafe by a lone goal. So Abdi has been introduced as replacement for Azedine Onai. And there will definitely be another change. Kabib Ayoub has also been introduced to replace Sofiane Rahimi. Sofiane will be very disappointed that he was given the opportunity to get the first goal on a silver platter, but he missed that opportunity.
Of course, as a player, once you get an opportunity like this in a tournament like this and you're able to put it behind the net, then it raises your momentum that you are in for something. But once you miss from the sports kick and it's your home ground, it's a challenge because they'll be pointing fingers at you all the time. You would, it's like the 20 I've forgotten the year, but there are some other penalty against Uruguay. That is what every Ghanaian remember.
You people should allow someone to rest.
That is what every Ghanaian
we all talk
about. We all talk about. So pointing, even if you do the right thing, that thing still lives with them. Had it not been the goal that they had in this tournament, after this game, they would have pointed.
Yeah, he would have.
So it's something that people learn. Penalty taking, it's not that easy. The whole crowd, about 60,000 capacity, then you alone against the whole 60,000. If you score, you are the hero. If you miss, you are the hater. So you should vary how you go into the penalty. And some people go into taking penalties without any form of urgency. Let's just go behind the ball. Let's kick it. If it scores, fine. If it doesn't score, we'll get another chance. You get it? So I think the penalty he missed, they were trying to make up for that loss. And it's counted in the 56th minute when they got the first goal. I must say, I'm very, very impressed with Comoros. Not because they've been able to hold on to Morocco for 65 minutes with just conceding a goal, but how they've announced their presence on the African continent by defeating the Black Stars in the AFCON and also coming all the way, scoring the Black Stars again, then Black Stars defeating them by a goal. Who would have thought that if you meet a country like Comoros, you will struggle? You get it? So Comoros are making a name for themselves on the African continent. And I think that if they are able to arrange themselves, put things in place like this, they will go far. They would go far.
If they do, they will go far. But for me, the game is not over yet. It's not over.
I think I would want to see a goal from Comoros. If we see a goal from Comoros, it will change the dynamics of the game. Then we'll see how the Lions will roar. If they're able to roar, then they will come to the party. But now, it's just one goal. So they are appeasing their fans with just the goal.
They are appeasing their fans with just the goal. But we have 20 more minutes to play. And Comoros, they're still not ready to step out in numbers. But at least now they are battling it out in the midfield. And if it stays like this to the final 10 minutes, I think that they will step out they will increase the momentum. And Morocco do not want that. And Comoros nearly committed in the attempt to play out from the back. But that was a slight challenge. And Comoros, Said, he couldn't control. But that was a very swift pass. From the Changama captain. He took the foul very quickly. And I'm not sure that the Moroccans were expecting that particular pass. But he decided to go long. And that is Coach Walid. It doesn't look like he's happy.
Of course, he shouldn't be happy. Just getting one goal as a host nation. Again, from his demeanor, it tells you that they are struggling to put or swing passes together. They are struggling to get behind their opponents, which to him, with the caliber of players that the Moroccan national team have, they should be able to, as it were by now, get 2 or 3 more goals in the game. If their game against Jordan is something to go by, then they should bring in more the energy they used in playing that Arab Cup. They should inject more energy into this game rather than sitting back or trying to play to appease the fans. It's the goals that will help. If they don't get much goals, it might get to a point where they'll be doing calculations, and that shouldn't be the portion for the host nation. Getting more goals, it's they should be getting about 2 goals as a host nation. Just secure your spot, 2 or 3 goals, then you set the tournament up for others to also replicate the same form.
I understand goals will help generate some excitement in the tournament. But let me announce the games for tomorrow. Mali will take on Zambia. South Africa will take on Angola. And Egypt will play the Warriors of Zimbabwe. And on Tuesday, we'll be here again because Nigeria will take on Tanzania. Tunisia face the Cranes of Uganda. Teranga Lions up against Botswana. And Benin and DR Congo will face off. So, we'll be back on Tuesday with Nigeria. But let's see how that will go. And I know that on Tuesday, the Nigerians, they will really be on us. They will tease. And there is the man, El Naziri, the man who eliminated the Seleções of Portugal. He denied Portugal an opportunity in the semi-finals or to the semi-finals of the Mundial in Qatar. El Naziri is coming up, and he will be paired alongside El Khabib. And it looks like Morocco is still surging forward. Naib down the left-hand side. Still inside the goal area, and El Khabib gets the second goal for Morocco. El Khabib gets the second goal for Morocco. Morocco gets their second goal in the game through El Khabib. They finally gotten the goal that will most likely secure the 3 points for the Atlas Lions. Good goal at a good time from El Khabib.
I think there is still another goal. There's still another goal in this game. Morocco can score 3 goals in this game if they're able to keep up the momentum that they've started in the second half. This is an excellent bicycle kick. This should be one of the best goals.
This is an excellent goal from El Khabib.
This is one of the best goals. Yes, it's just the first game, but this
and the Crown Prince is smiling throughout in the presidential box. And look at what this goal means to the Moroccans inside the Abdellah Stadium. This is a good goal. What a way to open up the tournament. Brilliant goal from El Khabib.
Of course, it's goals like this when scored, it brings joy, and it's just not a normal goal. It's a bicycle kick for that matter, and it's very, very nice to see him balloon or kick the ball from that spot to get that angle to put the ball past. The goalkeeper couldn't have done anything to save the Comoros national team. Yes, Morocco has gotten the 2 goals that I spoke about. They've gotten the goals they needed in the tournament. It tells you that Morocco or Comoros it's a contender. So Morocco, in their subsequent games, should approach the game with all seriousness, taking this game as a benchmark, struggling to get a goal in the first half. Then you come in the second half, you manage everything well, you get your 2 goals that cushions you for the next game. So I think that Morocco, it's a done deal. I'm not seeing Comoros coming back in a 3-2 like it happened some time ago against Ghana. I can't see this.
No, but in that game, they took a 2-goal lead. They were not down by 2-0.
Yeah, but I don't see this happening again. I don't see this 3-2 happening again.
2 more changes for Morocco. Ismail Sabiri has been taken out, and he will be replaced by Adam Massina. El Naziri is also in for Brahim Diaz, as the Atlas Lions are still pushing for more goals.
They should, because it's a backyard, and it's once you are playing in your backyard, they would want to leave the stadium, go back to their hotels with joy, where fans will be waiting for them to cheer them on. You get it? So they can't afford to play the game in the backyard, go home, then be pointing fingers. You should have scored, you should have scored, you should have passed, you should have done this. They should all celebrate, sit down, then analyze the game, go into the next game, then know where to pick it from, then pick up the pieces, then move on to the next fixture. So it's something that they should do. They should win, because the fans definitely will be waiting for them at the hotels just to cheer them on. Even as the bus move from the stadium to their hotels, the fans will be there to cheer them on. If they lose, or if they were to lose, it would have been a different ball game altogether. We will see throwing of sachet water, we will see throwing of items onto the pitch, even going as far as trying to attack the team bus. So it's a different thing altogether when a team wins a match, loses a match, or even draws a match. So it's in football, so everything can happen.
In football, another yellow card for El Yamik, the 3rd booking in the game. And that wasn't a nice challenge on Changama.
This is a deliberate foul, and some fouls that this is an unpardonable offense. He just, from his actions, you saw how he went in for the tackle. It's just not it's something that's it's threatening. You get it? So
yeah,
it's something that the referee, the VAR can look at it. He just went in for the man, not the ball. So it's I'm sure he has gotten away with it. A yellow card, he will take it like that.
Inside the final 10 minutes of the game, can we get another goal? Like I said in my opening statement, games involving Morocco usually produces 3 or more goals as far as 2025 is concerned. They've been a free scoring team, but they are very stingy in terms of conceding goals. And there is Comoros, good build-up play, but Soufiane Rabat was there to make sure that nothing good was going to come out from this attack. But the build-up from Comoros was brilliant, but Rabat was there.
Again, Comoros, they are trying to swing one or two passes together, but they are not able to get past the Moroccans' defense, which tells you that the Moroccan defense have been solid and they are resisting all attacks that come their way from the Comoros national team. So I believe that Comoros probably can try a different method, not going in for the middle ball. They can try to use the flanks, or better still, just play like how the it is a volleyball, how they play. You play 1, 2, 3, then you kick or you send the ball into the opponent half. So I think that they should try and go in for that. Morocco having 14% or 14 shots at goal, and Comoros just 3 at goal. It
no, 14 in total for Morocco, 4 in total for Comoros, but 2 on target for Comoros.
Yes, but the 2 on targets didn't it didn't bring anything. You get it? So it tells you that Morocco, they are trying to do more, get into the third half of the opponent. That is where it counts. If you're able to get into the third half of the opponent, then it counts. But if you get there and you are not able to make a mark, and it's of no use you getting into that opponent's third half. You get it? So once you're able to get into the third half and you're able to slot the ball into the net of the opponent, then your entry into that position was relevant.
Let's see, final minutes. The tournament is getting started. The whipping another ball inside the 18-yard box. But the ball is not out of danger yet. Morocco wanted a corner kick. Referee said no. Let's watch the replay to see if the cause for a corner kick are genuine concern. And obvious, the referee agrees. Changama is out. You will not see any more action inside the Abdellah Stadium today. 2 changes for Comoros. Yusuf Zaidu has been replaced by Yassine Bouani. And the captain, there is also Kenan Tobibo, has also been replaced by Dahoma Kasim. And don't forget that after the 2 teams who secure the top spot in their respective groups, there will also be a chance to select the 3rd best placed teams. So Comoros can do themselves some good by trying to get themselves, some goals.
Of course, that is when they are able to maybe win a match. You are able to win a match and draw 1. You have 3 or you have 4 points. Then at least you'll be able to be counted among the best 13. But if you lose all and you don't get any points from your group stage, I'm not sure you'll be counted among the 3rd best team. So they should be able to in the next game either a draw or a win to get them going in the tournament.
We will definitely see, but time is running fast for Comoros. They don't have time, and the fans are calling for a 3rd goal. Can we get a 3rd goal in this game? Well, only time will tell. But time is not on the side of Comoros tonight. But the Moroccans are not satisfied. But El Kabi nearly got a second, but he was indecisive.
Of course, you should have used his left foot. Use the right to draw the ball closer to your left foot, and just use your left to just kick the ball into the post. But he decided to go for the first time kick.
No, he wanted to control the ball.
Yes, but he should have stood his grounds, because where you were or where he was a danger zone for him or for the opponent. Once you're able to get grip of the ball and the opponent fouls you, you win a penalty for yourself. You get, so if you're in that part of the field, once the ball gets to you and you're able to get onto the ball, you hold on to it, then either you locate a player or you just raise your head to see where you can slot the ball into the opponent half. Then you get the goal for yourself.
Then you get a goal for yourself. Can we get something, Morocco? Corner kick. 2 minutes more to end proceedings. 2 minutes more to end regulation time, depending on the number of minutes we'll get from referee Jan Indala from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He will decide. And like I said, there is only one problem with Comoros. They win possession and they turn it over quickly. That is their problem in this game, but Morocco is not going to care.
Of course, they are. Once you get the ball and you gift it back to us, we are happy, because we will also punish you by giving us the ball, because we had it, then we lost it to you, then you give to us freely, so we also get chance to regroup, gather ourselves, then attack very well. Comoros are struggling to penetrate the Moroccan defense, but they are not seeing to get the rhythm.
I can't allow you to sit on TV and say penetrate.
They are trying to, okay, I retract. They are trying to get behind the opponent's defense. You get it? So it's something that the Comoros team are struggling to do. So going forward, they should see how they will go about all this, because if you are not able to get behind the opponent team, then you can get past them and get the ball into the goalkeeper's net, or get the ball even behind the goalkeeper. And Bono himself is not a mere goalkeeper to beat in the goal post. So you need to get your kick, your shot, or your spot right before you would want to beat him in the goal post.
All right, that is it. Waiting on referee Indala for the additional minutes, because as it stands now, the 90 is done. Olas Enterprise, generator sets, water pump, drilling machine, compactors, wheelbarrows, etc. Call us on 020-300-5498, 020-300-5498, 0248-169258, 0248-169258. We are at Medina Taxi Rank Bridge, also at Jengano and Porsche Hotel. You can locate us there. And also download the GhanaWeb TV app on Play Store and Apple Store. Just download it. Download the GhanaWeb TV app. And we will be good to go. But Sofiane Amrabat will go into the books of referee Indala. We'll do 4 minutes of additional time. Sofiane Rabat, fourth player to be booked.
Of course, if you saw the tackle
After El Yamik
if you saw the tackle,
and Brahim Diaz.
The tackle, he went in and received that booking. It was a deliberate tackle. He just went in for the foot of the Comoros player, which he just saw a yellow card from the referee. Some tackles that are threatening to players should be or should send some caution to players, because if you do that, either you take the player out of the tournament, then you also get your way through. Probably you just get a yellow card, willing to play the next game. But if you are sent off, then it sends caution that you can't go in for any tackle and just receive a yellow card that will help you meet or play your next game.
That is Andrew. When he came, he wanted to do some small against Morocco, but against no far. And that is Comoros trying to get the last bite of the pie. Dahoma still in possession, back there whipping. And the Moroccans, very tall, gallant men, defend their national flag. And Comoros, it looks like they cannot do anything again, because any moment from now, referee Indala from the Democratic Republic of Congo will be ending proceedings at the Abdellah Stadium. Good 3 points for Morocco. And now the Moroccans are going again.
I think Morocco should forget playing or scoring another goal. They should try to hold on to the ball. Just possess the ball, because you have just about 2 minutes to end proceedings, and if you want to get another goal, probably you might get yourself you might get another chance to score. But right now, everyone on the pitch looks tired. So just keep the ball, pass to whoever you see closer to you. Then you'll be moving the ball around. Players will be chasing you for the ball. Then the ball will be moving. For all you know, the referee might end proceedings. Then you just go away with your 2-goal lead or your 2-0. Then you take away your 3 points.
Referee, that is Ashraf Hakimi, having a casual conversation with Brahim Diaz on the bench. Hakimi, captain of the side. But referee says this is all what we can do. Referee Abdellah from Democratic Republic of Congo says we cannot play again. And so he blows his whistle to end the opening game of the 2025 African Cup of Nations, the 35th edition. And Morocco gets the first 3 points of the tournament. And we'll be going through a quick build up. But then I also want to show you something. Stone Boy performed at the fan zone. And so when Stone Boy finished, Stone Boy has some brief encounter with FIFA President Gianni Infantino and GFA President Ket Okreku. Let us also listen to what they discussed. We'll be back with more.
Yes, I just arrived. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks for thank you. It could be the name, right? Yes, just arrived. Thank you very much. Yeah. And thanks for First, thank you.
All right, so guys, that is Stoneboy. Bim, bim, bim. Yes, FIFA president said bim. Yes. So if you like, FIFA president don't endorse Stoneboy with that. He say bim, bim, bim. But Charlie, let me get your final thoughts on the game, and then we wrap everything up.
Of course, it's been an interesting opening fixture, and Morocco didn't disappoint their fans. They had the 2-goal. They took the game by the bull. Then they were able to win by 2-0 against Comoros. Comoros, to me, didn't disappoint at all. It was just the for lack of better words, the home factor that went for Morocco. So Comoros didn't disappoint at all. Yes, they played their all out, but it was just unfortunate they had to lose by 2-0. And I believe they are going to pick up the pieces in their subsequent games. And Morocco should also take 1 or 2 from this game, because they really struggled in the first half trying to get behind Comoros. They managed to do that in the 56th minute and also somewhere in the 70 minutes plus they're about to get their second goal. So I think that going forward, Morocco should really get their tactics right. If they're able to do that, then they will be in for success in the tournament. But it's early days yet, but let's see what the other games will also bring as the tournament unfolds.
All right, so that is what Andrew had to say about what we saw with Morocco and then the Atlas Lions. That is the Atlas Lions and then Comoros winning 2-0. Brahim Diaz getting the first goal, and then Kabi getting the second in the 74th minute for the Atlas Lions. Thank you very much, Andrew, to the entire production crew. And I'll be mentioning their names, you know, very quickly. But then let me also talk about Ulas Enterprise. If you want a generator set, water pump, drilling machine, compactors, wheelbarrows, etc., contact Ulas Enterprise. 020-300-5498. 020-300-5498. 0248-169258. Ulas and 1979@gmail.com. Adringano and Porsche Hotel or American House, Medina Taxi Rank. Charlie, go and then get it. Thanks to Alex Kwame Tablet and Richard Oko Vanderpoy. Andrews, thank you very much. Guys, we'll meet again on Tuesday when the Super Eagles of Nigeria take on Tanzania. My name is Joel Eshen, and for now, we out.
Nothing new, anyway. He doesn't really talk to me